All right, all right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. I've been sitting here for about 20, 30 minutes pondering when I'm going to start this video. Some days you get like that where you're just like, you just don't feel like doing anything, right? And that's the type of day it is, but I got to push through it. I did the crypto charts video on the main channel. I did a video about a lock saying that the next stage of victory is the economic reforms or something like that on the main channel. And now this video is about a whole bunch of different things. We're going to talk about the direct distribution of employees, of raising the salaries of Nineveh. Okay, so and this coincides with what people are talking about. I guess a lot of people are talking about walking stick and how I guess he's been saying stuff about I don't know. I guess he's been saying stuff about his employees in the Middle East and how they're going to get paid on the 21st. And so I guess when I saw this, I guess I was thinking about what everybody's been saying about Walking Stick and his employees in the Middle East and how they're going to get paid on the 21st. And I see here that it says raising salaries. And I know that he's been, I guess he's been telling people about that he has to pay them a little bit in cash, and the rest is they're going to have to go to the bank for the rest of them for the dinar. Okay, and that their salaries have risen with purchasing power, I guess is what he's saying. But they're not going to be able to see it unless they're buying items. Okay, so the rise in purchasing power through the items because the zeros have come off on the paper side, on the contract side, on the papers, but they're not actual. We haven't seen it change in the value yet. Only in the reduction in products and foods and goods and services. I guess that's what he's saying. I guess that's what you guys are telling or are saying as well. That's what he's saying. I don't know. He's one person. I wish we had a bunch of different other people, that have businesses over there and or are over there and can tell us a lot more in certain different areas. Because every area in Iraq, is like runs itself, right? So when you got different people in different areas, then a lot of different stories are going to come out. So either way, I like the news that the raising of the salaries for the employees, and so I thought that was interesting that they brought it out a day before they're supposed to get their new salaries on the 21st, and they have to go to the bank to get, I think it's 90% of it or 95% of it, and the rest, the other 5% or something, is going to be in I guess cash to them. Um, so cool. And this really covers really not much, but says the distribution will be pre- uh, preparatory flowers for boys after five. I don't know what that is. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. What does that? What does that mean? I don't know. All I know is that the title says it says that the direct distribution of employees of raising the salaries of Nineveh. I've been seeing articles about that they're going to have good news for the government employees and all the employees and all the things like that. And I told you that it's going to link to the citizens as well. Getting purchasing power or raising salaries and the demand and dropping of goods and services. So it looks like that's what it is. But the rest of the article is nonsense, and I don't know what that is, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Um, let's continue here. It says Parliament will vote Thursday on the freedom of expression and peaceful protesting law. Yeah, it's like the 1960s and 70s in America again. I keep telling you guys, this is exactly where they're going to be. Okay, they're going back in time. They're going to back to America's glory days, I guess is what you want to call it. But it wasn't glory days for the Negroes. Okay, so and that's one thing that's the criticism with Donald Trump, right? For a lot of people that don't like Donald Trump is, look, man, you're saying you're trying to make America great again, but when was America really great to everybody? Like the Indians have lost their land, that they own. The Mexicans were kicked out. The Negro blacks were slaves, and been punished, and their women were raped, and all types of stuff, and so when was America great for everybody? Or and so when you say make America great again, are you just talking about white people? And that's the problem with Donald Trump and that make America great again, because America wasn't great for a lot of different colors and races. Okay, even the Chinese people came in and they had to put a plan together because they knew that they were going to have to they were going to struggle like everybody else if they didn't do it. So what the Chinese did was, when the Chinese came over to America, they made sure that person that was sacrificing themselves by coming to America from China had a lot of money, okay? And that when he or she got over there, they were supplying them with money. The whole family would send money to this person as they studied at law school or become a doctor or a scientist or engineer or whatever, or technology, whatever field they were in, and they would send these people money, and they would make sure they were good, and then that person then went ahead and built a business in most of the Asian businesses are in black neighborhoods, but there is a lot of them in white neighborhoods as well. So in rich neighborhoods as well. But they went and they built businesses. Okay, they went and they built stuff, and then they brought people from China, their family members over to run those businesses, and that's how China was able to get away from oppression. Unfortunately, from the elite Caucasians, right? So. And I know that there is and that's just one phase of it, because the women were dealing with another struggle, right, in that time, because the Caucasian men, the elitists, because the normal Caucasian men, they had their picket fence in their house, and they were chilling, right, but the elitists. The elitists were downgrading the women at that time, right? Women were fighting for voting and respect and all that stuff. So everybody was trying to come off of oppression from the Caucasian elites, right? And even some of the Caucasian middle class and lower class men had to fight their way through the elitists. So the elitists hate everybody because everybody was under oppression at some point in America, except for the elitists, right? So it's crazy, man. You think about it. So that's why people are saying, Donald Trump, what do you mean by make America great again? Because you could say the elitists have never been under oppression. The elitists have been chilling, but everybody else, the women, the Negroes, the Asians, the Mexicans, the Indians, everybody's been oppressed under you. So everybody had to fight for the little that we have now, and so that's kind of weird. So, but that's where Iraq is going without the racism. Okay, now what they will have is the Sunni Kurds and Shiites, and they will bicker and bicker and bicker, but most likely they will tune each other out, and but that is what they're going to be going through, is the Kurds, Sunnis, and Shiites. They're not going to be having to deal with elitist racism, right, and oppression. They're just going to be going through the corrupt government that they have, and the different tribes and the Sunnis and Shiites and Kurds. That's what they're going to be doing in Iraq, okay? But you can see here they're going to have the freedom of expression, peaceful protesting. They're going to have women's rights. They're going to have all types of stuff that we had back in the 60s and 70s. They're going to have the same thing. They're going to look like America, for a short period of time, and the world will bow to their wealth, right? So Abadi stresses the importance of the World Bank to speed up the provision of job opportunities. Okay, now you're telling the World Bank, who is that is from the Western world, to speed up opportunities for jobs for your own country, and you're the prime minister. So that was kind of weird. Yeah, kind of weird that Abadi is telling the World Bank to speed up job opportunities when he's a prime minister and he can just do that himself, right? Bring, he can raise, what to do, raise the value. Now, if a body is saying this because he's waiting on the World Bank to launch the economic reforms, then I'm with a body on this, right? They presented the economic reforms last week. If he's telling them to speed up that process so they can create jobs and launch this new rate and everything and return to the international world, then I'm all for it, but with a body. And it says here that stressing, it says here, the World Bank, who congratulated his victories, meaning Iraq's victories, and the liberation of Mosul, stressing the readiness for the World Bank to help and support the Iraqi government efforts and plans of economic reforms and the advancement of project reconstruction and development in the cities. Okay, the body says that the importance of the cooperation with the international efforts in support of Iraq and accelerate to related job creation program steps and stimulate the economy and return of displaced people to their homes. Okay, so he's basically saying we presented the economic reforms. Now we need you to speed up that process of looking it over and then announcing it to the world so we can go ahead with creating jobs and bringing wealth back into Iraq. So that looks like they're waiting on the World Bank to go over, the World Bank and the IMF to go over the economic reforms that Iraq has presented, okay, last week. So let's see how long that takes. Maybe next week we'll get, maybe end of the month into early August, we'll get the IMF statement from the IMF telling the world, or the World Bank telling the world Iraq has returned to the international stage with no restrictions, and they have launched their economic reform. So let's see what happens. I know deals were done, right? So deals were done. We know deals were done. And we're gonna hear about them. Some of the deals were done in secret, and they're bad deals for the American people as well. So we know there's good deals and there's also bad deals. Okay, it is what it is, right? So I'm not even going to say any more than that, right? So we know what's going to happen, and also I wouldn't be surprised if somebody high ranking a world leader gets when this thing happens to hide it. Basically, we will see the death of somebody high ranking, a leader, right? A government leader, a president, a prime minister, somebody high ranking, or a king or something, somebody high ranking could die that the day that they revalue, okay, just to hide it. So deals were done, good deals and very bad deals were done in secret, and we'll hear some of those deals coming out in the very near future, okay. International Islamic Bank gets a security certificate and confidentiality of information. Cool. Now you see a lot here, and I did post this picture, but it was way zoomed in, right, on the today on the main channel, Currency 365. But when you zoom out of it, you can see everybody looking at a lot, talking. You can see the flags there, and you can see it looks like the Phoenix right here or something. It looks like a one world coin or something. Then you got MasterCard here as well. And then you also got it looks like NetSpend MasterCard, that looks like Western Union. Okay, that's Western Union. Looks like NetSpend Western Union, but I think it's just regular Western Union. Western Union MasterCard and something else down here. I don't know what that is, but they're going look at the internationalism behind him. I think they were saying that they're about to launch the MasterCards here and allow the Iraqis to go inside, use them inside and outside, and that's hopefully that brings out the lower notes, because if you're going to activate the MasterCard and actually allow the citizens to start using the MasterCard, then that means that they're going to be able to go to the ATMs and pull out money, so we're going to have to see the lower notes. So once MasterCard comes, which should happen by maybe this weekend or next weekend, then we'll see the lower notes, okay? A lot is standing behind with MasterCard on the background. We know it's coming. It's on the Rafidian Bank site. We know the MasterCards are coming. They're going to send. All the citizens are going to have it because they all have to go to the banks. And once we see the MasterCards being activated and being used, we know the lower notes are out because those are the only ones that are going to be in the ATMs, not the 3-0 notes. Okay, so, and here he is close up. Again, this was the thumbnail for the last video on the main channel. Central bank, we have worked with the government to give confidence in the private banking sector. All right, so basically, central bank wants to launch the private sector. Let's see here if we get any good news. The banking sector must apply to all formations and state institutions in the use of information technology. Okay, it says because it needs to be to provide accurate service and fast and reliable data, regulations and control accuracy. Okay. Okay, so it also says according to international standards. Okay, I want to see if there's anything strong here. Any good thing here? It says the power is fast and the use of modern technology. Okay. Achievements of the World Bank today is a desirable trend in the banking house in order. He stressed the central bank has sought actively with the government to give the role of the private banking sector through our determination to give confidence to them. Yeah, they need to launch the private sector, you know, and that's another way that they can release the rate through the private sector. You know, I did talk about the ports on how the ports could change the rate to reality rate at the ports, and it would force a lot to change the rate at the CBI. And we've had several articles about that as well. Okay, so let's finish it up here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin absolutely exploded last night. Broke the resistance here at 2369, and when it broke that, it just exploded. Then it broke the resistance at what is this? 2396. It also broke the what is this? 2514 resistance. Then it also broke the 2564 resistance. It also broke the 2600 resistance right now. It's at 2608. So interesting because the data sets had Bitcoin at 2900 around August 25th. Okay. Looks like we might hit 2,900 on July 25th. We might be okay. So I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'll take it. I wouldn't mind if Bitcoin went to 5,000 right now. That'd be fine with me. Let's see here. Ethereum's at 224. Okay, so Ethereum needs to break this right here, which is 236, and once it breaks that, it'll be in good shape to go even higher. We're looking for $500 in Ethereum before the end of the year. Should hit $500. And then also Litecoin. Litecoin is going to try to break this resistance here. I think 4420 resistance is coming, and let's see if it breaks that. Litecoin, we're looking for $100 by the end of August, early September, and then we're looking into it to surpass Ethereum and then challenge Bitcoin within the next 2 years, in my opinion, 2-3 years, in my opinion. Okay, so that's how powerful Litecoin is about to be, and it's still cheap. It's $44. You know, in the blinking of an eye, it's gonna be $300. People are like, where did this come from? You know, and then in the blink of an eye, it's gonna be $900. Okay, so that's where we're going. Hyperinflation is going to be kicking in, and these coins are going to be going 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 times their value within the next 3 to 5 years. It's going to be crazy. All right, so that's it for me. Talk to you guys later. Eyes open. Exciting times. Keep watching the CBI site for different changes. If you see changes, post it in the visitor section. Post it in the comment section underneath the videos. Post. If you see changes at the CBI, any good news, coming. There's a lot of things happening. Huge meeting coming up early August for CBI and IMF. Credit cards, MasterCards, lower notes, ATM machines. The paychecks are tomorrow for the employees and citizens. So a lot of things are happening, and we want to see these people change this rate. Peace out, everybody. God bless. Eyes open.